Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate your leadership in dealing with this issue, your co-sponsorship, and then the two of us working together on several pieces of legislation that are on the agenda today. Because we've had another devastating wildfire season this year. Make no mistake, America's western forests are facing a wildfire crisis, and this crisis isn't going to solve itself. Roughly 63 million of the 193 million acres of the National Forest System are at either high or very high risk of catastrophic fire. These at-risk forests are in dire need of management to reduce fire damage. Congress has provided the Forest Service and the Bureau of Land Management with increased resources and tools. And it's good to have Senator King here because you pointed that out at the last hearing, that we've done what they have asked, and there is more work to be done on their part to respond to the direction of Congress. But this is why the chairman and I have introduced Promoting Effective Forest Management, this act. Well, today we are all rowing in the same direction because there is work to be done. And so thank you, Senator King, for being here and for your active involvement and interest in this issue. This is a bipartisan bill. That doesn't always happen either, but in this committee we try to do that. And this bipartisan bill is going to hold agencies accountable for the results that they themselves have told us that they must achieve. Forest Service officials have repeatedly testified before this very committee that they need to dramatically increase the pace and scale of wildfire mitigation treatments. Our legislation will hold them to the task by prioritizing results over rhetoric. The legislation directs land management agencies to set annual acreage treatment targets and to drastically increase those targets in the coming years. If these targets aren't met, agencies must report to Congress any limitations or challenges that have hindered their progress. That includes litigation challenges and permitting delays. Our bill also contains a number of measures to help set agencies up for success. It requires the Forest Service and the BLM to use their existing streamlining authorities for projects that would reduce wildfire risk and improve forest health. Currently, these authorities are optional and are often unused, significantly slowing down vital projects. Making them mandatory will help cut red tape and protect our forests. The bill that Senator Manchin and I have together also recognizes and enhances the vital role of our ranchers and farmers play in reducing wildfire risk. Specifically, it directs agencies to develop a strategy to increase the use of grazing as a wildfire mitigation tool. And I had an opportunity this morning to meet with a number of the members of the Wyoming agriculture community who were in this very room to hear about that and to talk about the issues of grazing as a management tool and mitigation tool. This includes expanding the use of targeted grazing and increasing issuances of temporary grazing permits. As we've seen in Wyoming, ranchers contribute to practices that create healthier and more resilient landscapes and forests. This bill, the Promoting Effective Forest Management Act, will also halt the Biden administration's destructive efforts to restrict responsible management of mature forests. According to a recent piece written by Nick Smith published in The Hill, quote, "At a time when we need more management of fire-prone federal lands, this is a formula for more bureaucracy and red tape that further ties the hands of our public lands managers." So instead of blindly following the misguided agenda, our bill makes it clear that agencies must adhere to the law and to sound science. Finally, our legislation will benefit our wildland firefighters. As Senator Manchin mentioned, among other changes, it places a cap on the rent that they are forced to pay for agency-provided housing. The provisions will help federal agencies hire and retain wildland firefighters. Our bill enjoys broad support from a wide range of organizations, including sportsmen's groups, agriculture organizations, timber companies, private forest owners, and firefighter advocates. Mr. Chairman, I'm very grateful for your partnership in moving this vital legislation forward. I'd also like to welcome Pat O'Toole of Savory, Wyoming, who's going to be testifying today. I'll have a bit more to say about Pat in a few minutes. There are a number of good bills on the agenda today, and I look forward to today's hearing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.